Hi guys, this is Kata and this is my February book haul. In this book haul I've got 12 books to show you and I have ordered all of them from awesomebooks.com, and as always I ordered them as used books, so I think all of them were around $4 each. So let's start with the first book, which is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. And I have read this book last year, but I have read it as an ebook. But when I saw it pop up on awesomebooks.com, I just had to order it. I think I gave this book 4 stars, so I really enjoyed it. Maybe not as much as everyone seems to love this book because the hype around it was huge. I mean humongous. But it was a good book, and I don't know if there's a sequel. I think there will be a sequel, so I'm excited to pick that one up as well. And then I have ordered the book that I already own, but this is with the new cover, which is not that different, but I just didn't really love the previous cover. And I'm talking about Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry. And the previous copy I have is this one. So this is the new one and this is the old one. And I never really loved this cover, but now I have two, so I'm just bad. And this is bad because why do I need a second copy of the same book? But anyways, this is a contemporary, or more like new adult book that is getting very popular on BookTube as well, especially the sequels, which I haven't read yet, but Pushing the Limits was really good. I think I gave it 4 or 5 stars maybe. I can't really remember, but I really do recommend this book. The next book I have to show you is Word After by Susan E. And guys, I cannot tell you how excited I was when I saw it that there was a copy of this on awesomebooks.com for like $4, and I was so happy. I just needed to buy it that second because I was afraid that somebody else was going to buy it before me. I read Angel Fall, I think in 2012, so I can't really remember what happens in that book, so I need to reread it before I read A Word After, but I know that everyone seems to love this sequel, so I'm really excited to reread Angel Fall and then read A Word After. Then I have Blood Song by Rhiannon Hart, and I can't really remember whose video I seen this book in, but I remember that that person was raving about it, so I'm really excited to pick this one up as well. And I think this might have to do with this girl who is a vampire, or at least it says in the back that craving blood is not considered normal behavior for anyone, let alone a princess. So that sounds really good to me, so yay! The next book I was kinda hesitant about because on Goodreads a lot of people seem to love it, but on the other hand a lot of people seem to really dislike it, and I'm talking about Unbreakable by Kami Garcia. And I started reading Beautiful Creatures, but I couldn't really get into it, so I stopped after 80 or so pages. So I'm hoping that this book will be better than that. And on Goodreads a lot of people seem to compare this to basically a supernatural, because this girl meets these identical twin brothers. So that sounds good to me, so I'm hoping that it will be amazing. Then I have Stealing Phoenix by Joss Sterling, and this is the sequel to Finding Sky. And I read Finding Sky a long time ago, so I can't really remember what that was about, but I remember that I loved it a lot, so I decided to pick up Stealing Phoenix as well. And I didn't read the back or the summary of this book because I'm planning on rereading the first one and then reading this one, just like with Angel Fall and Word After. And then I have another book that I have already read, and that is Paranormal See by Kirsten White, and this is the first book in the Paranormal See trilogy, and I already have the second and the third book, which is Supernaturally, and endlessly, and I only needed to pick up the first one, which is Paranormal See, and this is the only book that I have read in the trilogy so far, but I'm so happy that I have all three of the books, so I can marathon them, because I need to reread this one as well, because my memory is just the worst. I mean, I can't even remember books that I have read a month ago, so that's just very, very bad. The next book I was again kind of hesitant about, because it kind of has mixed reviews, but I decided to go ahead and pick it up because it was a hardcover edition and it was $4, and that is Article 5 by Kristen Simmons, and this is, I think, a dystopian book, and I love dystopian, even though I find a lot of, mistakes in each of those books, but I'm willing to give this one a try, and the cover looks so amazing, and I think that the summary sounded so good, even though I can't remember it now. Again, memory issues, but I'm really, really excited to read this one soon. Then I picked up A Goddess Interrupted by Amy Carter, and I think this is the second book in a trilogy, and I haven't read the first one, and I don't even own it. But again, when I saw that it was available for $4, I just had to buy it, because I have been eyeing this series for such a long time, and I'm hoping that I can somehow get the first book for cheap as well. The next book I have is Forgiven by Jana Oliver, and this is the third book in the Demon Trapper's Daughter trilogy, and again I already have the first two books, which are Forsaken and Forbidden, and I have read the first book again and I really enjoyed it, so I'm really, really excited to finish this series, and these covers I think look amazing and they will look so good on my shelf. I love it when I can complete a trilogy, at least when I own all of the books, because reading them is another story, but anyways, I'm really excited to have the third book as well. And the next book I'm going to show you is again a second book in a trilogy, and I don't own the first one and I haven't read the first one, but it is very, very popular on Goodreads, so I'm really excited to start this series, and it is Barely Breathing by Rebecca Donovan. And as I said, this is the second book, because the first one I think is Reason to Breathe. And when I saw this book, when I get it in the mail, I was shocked, because this is such a huge book and I expect it to be like 250 pages. I don't know why, I just thought that it would be, not a long book, but in reality it is 570 pages, and this is a contemporary book and the contemporary trilogy, so this book is huge, but I'm so excited to read this one as well. But I know I have said that about all of the books, but it's true for all of them. And the very last book I have to show you is a sequel, and it is The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater, and this is the sequel to The Raven Boys, and I have read The Raven Boys in January, so I'm very anxious to start the second book, because I really enjoyed the first book. I mean, it was very weird, but it kept my attention, and I just want to read the next one. And this cover is so gorgeous, and even though I'm a bit pissed, because this was supposed to be a hardcover edition and this is basically an ARC, so what can you do? I could write to awesomebooks.com, but actually I'm maybe a little happier since it's a paperback, because the first one is a paperback, even though they are not going to match on my bookshelf, but whatever, is the book that counts, and I'm really happy to own this book, because I didn't expect it to be on awesomebooks.com for used and for cheap, so that's always a big plus. So those were all the books that arrived in the mail quite recently, and I have no other books in the mail arriving soon, only Ignite Me, and that should come already, because I cannot wait to read it, because everyone I think is already reading it, and I have to wait another week because I live in Hungary, so that sucks. But anyways, let me know if you have read any of these books and if you have liked them, because then I will want to read it even more. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to rate or subscribe or comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.